Welcome everybody. My name is Mariska de Vries and I'm one of the study advisors of Economics and Business. And today I will be the moderator of this session. It's great that you're here, and we hope that this session will help you in deciding whether or not business analytics is a good fit for you. Now, let me introduce you to the team that's here to inform you about the program and share their experiences and answer all your questions. First of all, the program director of the Business Analytics program, Umut Kones.
Hello, hi.
Our students, Carolina and Damla, they will share their experiences. My colleague, study advisor, Roos Klaasman, and our colleagues from the admissions team, Karin, Naomi, and Yolanda, and they will also be answering your questions in the chat. Let's get started. Take it away, Umut.
Okay, thank you very much, Mariska. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for being together with us today. I see quite so many people. As Mariska introduced, I'm Umut Konuş. I'm the program director of Business Analytics program at the University of Amsterdam. Every year we do these information sessions. Our aim is to help you to make a better decision. So we hope to give you some in-depth information during this 1 hour, like what this program is about, what kind of courses we have, what are the similarities and differences with other programs. And in the end, we hope to give you a better picture of the program. Of course, you can also ask your questions, but then in the end of this session, we hope that you can make a better decision by knowing more, and plus you have a better idea whether this is a good program for you. So our first take, we take that you are interested very much in our program since you spent this time here together with us. Therefore, I'm sure you have some questions. Again, we have several colleagues here and also students. Together, we will try to answer your questions. So what to expect today? As the academic director of the program, first, I'd like to talk a little bit about what kind of program we offer. What are the strengths of our program, what kind of education we have, what kind of curriculum and courses we offer, these kind of things. Then I briefly talk about the admission requirements, but I'm not an admissions officer, but we have admissions officers here. So if you have specific questions about admissions, you can type in chat and our colleagues will be happy to answer your questions. Then I'd like to talk a little bit about studying in the Netherlands at UvA, University of Amsterdam. Why? Because here in this English session, English speaking session of the information sessions, we also have many students from abroad, within or outside of EU. So they would be curious about how it feels like to study in the Netherlands and particularly at UvA in Amsterdam. And then in the end, I'll give the word to our students and they will give their perspective, their experiences. One student from our program, another student from the Student Association. But first, let me talk the main things about the program. So what is business analytics? Last years, this has become more and more a popular concept together with the words data science. And I'm sure you all are interested in data and analytics. So how do we summarize? Of course, there are many ways of describing this or giving a definition. But in main lines, it's finding patterns in large data sets on the one side, building models by using these data sets. These models can be predictive models that forecast or predict what is likely to happen in the future by using the data that we currently have. So this is quite fun and useful at the same time. How do we do that? Well, we do this by using different knowledge from different sides. On the one side, we have mathematics, optimization, statistics. So this is analytical knowledge. On the other side, things become much more easy if we know how to code and program. Let's put on the other side. And if this is all about business, we also need to know about business. There's finance, HR, entrepreneurship, accountancy, marketing, so the business side. So all these three together makes the broad field of business analytics. So you use analytics by facilitating yourself with the knowledge of programming and computer science to solve business problems. And therefore, by knowing all these things together and linking them together, you help companies and yourself to make better business decisions. So this is how we can describe it. So as you see, there is quite some content here. That means different courses, different kind of knowledge. And this also explains a little bit why we have a distinct, separate, independent program with the name of Business Analytics. But why has this become so popular? Well, I guess this is also not so surprising for you because we have been hearing about data much more in the recent years than we did back in the past. So why is that the case? Well, first, there's more data. Second, lots of data is now available via internet. So this we call digital analytics, web analytics, online analytics, but also offline and on the physical platforms. Second, we know the ways how to deal with data better nowadays if we compare with the past. Why? Because we have better computer power, more improved algorithms and models. So this is an accumulative evolutionary process. So now we know more and we can do more things with data. So which makes it even more fun and more interesting. And of course, computers with faster processors and larger storage capacity helps us in dealing with such large data sets. So for many reasons, therefore, the field of business analytics has become quite popular in the last years. Why this Bachelor? As I emphasized in the beginning, I mean, on the one side, we have analytics. On the other side, we need business knowledge. On the other side, we also need to know about programming and coding, and we have to link them with each other. And this makes a completely new field, which we name as business analytics. And of course, this is very much aligned with why we offer business analytics bachelor and master programs. Okay, but to briefly summarize, as I just explained, data is now playing a more crucial role. Second, we have new technologies, which I'm going to explain a little bit in the coming slides. Third, accordingly, we now have new business models, which are substantially different from traditional business models, which you can study in business administration. And of course, accordingly, since these are new kind of knowledge and new skills, there is quite a good field of job opportunities if you graduate from this kind of program. But up until this point, I have tried to explain things in main lines, in quite general way. Now I'd like to show you some specific examples. But again, I would like to emphasize these examples do not necessarily cover everything you see in this program, but I think they are giving a good representation of what we see in this program, what we learn in this program. But please keep in mind, when I show you the curriculum, you will also notice that yourself, we have much more than what I show in these examples, but these are nice examples. So first example I'd like to show you is about marketing. As you all know, one of the main areas where sophisticated advanced analytics nowadays is used in business is marketing. You can see that in many applications like algorithmic pricing, dynamic pricing, advertising, and targeting. So the ads, the advertisings you see, the content, the message, the visuals are determined by recommender filters and some other algorithms that decides what is better for you to see as a consumer. I'd like to show you a very short video, then we can continue.
As if websites were newspapers. You'd buy the top banner at a specific site for a month, hoping to catch the eye of your target audience, praying for a few clicks along the way. A lot's changed. Today, it's about real-time bidding, or RTV. Advertisers now pay only for the impressions they want at the price they choose. It's all done automatically, in real time, with multiple buyers bidding for each impression, around the clock, on millions of sites. Lots of technology moving at blazing speeds. TLV Media makes sense of it all by analyzing billions of ad impressions a day, figuring out who's clicking on what, where, and what they did next. Our RTB engine programmatically makes over 200,000 decisions per second, analyzing over 200 parameters per user at 10 milliseconds per decision. It's the art of showing the right ads to the right folks. Watching user reactions, our algorithms evaluate the strategy, tweak the plan, check results, and start again to make it even better. How much better? We measured. Up to 420% better.
Right. Measuring the impact is, of course, one of our core focuses. So what is the real impact of this activity that I'm doing? What is that activity? It could be anything. In marketing, it's different. In finance, it's different. But all in all, marketing is one of the core fields that we use analytics and algorithms related to business analytics. My second example will be about visuals, because we chose this example particularly for this reason, because when we talk about data, most people still think of numbers, clicks, session time, sales, purchases, etc. That's correct. This is a good form of data, but there is another form of data which we call as unstructured data. And when I say unstructured data, you can understand visuals, Instagram posts, photos, videos, YouTube videos, any post on Twitter, X, or social media reviews and user comments on products. So all textual, verbal, photo, audiovisual information is kind of unstructured data. So we also have specialized courses in such kind of data and such kind of algorithms that are processing these kind of data sets, data formats. Okay, so we are quite active in doing that, both in terms of teaching and research. Here's an example, guys. Was one of our PhD students. Now he graduated, and he was working on what exactly in Instagram posts, Instagram photos are influencing people's decisions. So what is exactly the elements that are most efficient, most influential, what you see in the photos when it comes to, well, creating more click-throughs, more engagements, more awareness. So this is quite interesting and exciting. You can also think of the same thing with YouTube videos, TikTok videos, or verbal messages which people post on social media. So this is quite an interesting field. There's another aspect in our program. Well, this is business analytics program, but business analytics doesn't always necessarily link to commercial settings. So we have a nice course called Analytics for a Better World, which relates to the use of data and analytics and algorithms for social causes, for social purposes, for non-profit causes, such as like hospital locations, determining hospital locations, how to help the UN food nutrition program, so optimization models. Professor Diktan Hartog teaches this course in the first year of the program, and it includes all elements of our program, of our curriculum, like analytics, mathematics, statistics, and programming, but shows interesting, nice, beautiful examples from the field of non-profit applications. Well, all this data and algorithm-related issues, of course, bring some other questions and problems, and they are often related with ethics and law, which many answers are still unclear, because whenever you deal with data, you always need to think, oh, am I allowed to use this data? How can I possibly use this data? Are we allowed to do this with this data? Or further than that, okay, how should or can an algorithm act when it comes to make a decision with ethical or humanitarian consequences? Okay, so this is a broad field. We have a specific course on that named Business Law and Ethics for Data Science. I like to show you this short example just to give you a quick taste of what I talk about. Should run? No? Well, anyway, so this is about how should a self-driving car react in a life or death situation. In different scenarios, if you in an emergency scenario, you can go this way or that way. how should a self-cruise car act in such a situation. There are many interesting, difficult cases like this relating to data. In this program, you will also have a chance to go through this. Well, deepfakes. Again, I talked about unstructured data, referring particularly to visual data that could be consisting of photos or videos. And deepfakes in the last years is also a part of it. So we have researchers, PhD students, and courses, which also focuses on topics like, okay, how these use of deepfakes and other ways of photo or visual manipulation influence people. And further, we go beyond to different aspects of these questions. I would like to show you one example here, very short one.
Dear fellow scholars, this is 2-minute papers with Dr. Károly Zsolnai Fehér. It is important for you to know that everybody can make deepfakes now. You can turn your head around, mouth movements are looking great, and eye movements are also translated into the target footage. And of course, as we always say, 2 more papers down the line and it will be even better and cheaper than this.
It's of course a funny example, but of course coming from the actual research that's been conducted at UvA, and you can think of many interesting research questions relating to deepfakes and photo and audiovisual data. You can think of, you will have chance to see deal with these kind of questions and problems in this program. Okay, I'd like to give some further details about the program. So first of all, you may ask, okay, I saw some examples and I know main lines what is the program about, but I want to know more about what exactly we do learn in this program. Well, I don't want you to see the program as a program where you learn analyzing data only. Of course, it's an important part of our curriculum, how to model and analyze or visualize the data. That's one part. But let's take a broader perspective, okay? In business analytics program, you will learn to start and finish a business analytics project from the scratch to the very end, okay? So, and it starts with asking the right questions. So what I mean, okay, when you see a problem, a data set, are you able to ask the right questions? How can I use this data set in the best way? And I have this kind of problem to answer this kind of business problem. Why are my sales decreasing? Why don't I get enough likes on Instagram, okay, as a firm, as a brand? Why my financials are not as good as I would have expected? So, but I have this kind of data I can look at. Asking right questions. Now, how to collect, clean, and structure this data? Because oftentimes the data is scattered around, right? Or it's a bit messy here and there. Or maybe it's tidy, but we have to still structure it and put it together. And then we store the data, we structure the data, prepare the data. So there are courses like data pre-processing and so. And then we come to the, again, another fun part, analyzing the data, understanding the data, but it doesn't end there. How to report the data science project and how to communicate it with non-technical, non-analytical people is also another part. Because in the end of the day, you will have to present your results either to the CEO or the upper management, or if it's your own company, to your clients, to other people around you. So this program is aimed to teach you all this process from beginning to the end. Well, our arrow goes up, which I forgot to move. Yes, to do that, we worked long time on a curriculum which we now call as ABC curriculum, and ABC represents here A stands for analytics, B for business, and C for computer science. And our business analytics program is a balanced representation of all these 3 components. Okay, so let's go back together and revisit what I said very beginning of this presentation. Okay, this is a program where we learn how to solve business-related problems by using data, building models, finding patterns. But how do we do that? By using, on the one side, analytics, on the other side, using computer science and programming. Analytics, we mean by mathematics, primarily, like calculus, linear algebra, statistics and probability theory, econometrics. We have a high and good level of econometrics education here as well, and operations research, meaning mostly optimization problems, okay? So once we have this pillar, then we move on to, let's say, C. Of course, these courses often run parallel. I'm not saying they follow a sequential order. How to apply this analytical thinking and models into algorithms. So in an interface where we can push the button and get results. Of course, we need to learn about coding, programming languages, data structures, or maybe some information knowledge about some particular data formats like text retrieval and mining. So this is our other component. And of course, not to last but not the least, artificial intelligence and machine learning. It also is a very, very essential part of our computer science component. And of course, all this analytics and computer science and coding is to solve business cases, business problems from a data-centric perspective. What kind of business problems? Well, therefore, we also learn about these subdomains in business in this program: finance, marketing, strategy, operations, human resources management, economics. How does it work? Well, we have courses in the curriculum, which stands for only one component, like mathematics, for example, calculus represents A, analytical course, right? Whereas introduction to programming represents C, it's a computer science and programming course. But there are other courses where 2 or 3 of these components are represented together, where they link with each other. For example, machine learning. In machine learning, you use a lot of mathematical thinking, you do coding, and you apply it in business cases, business problems. So it's a typical course where this A, B, and C connects with each other. Same for analytics, for a better word, in a more non-profit context. Same for entrepreneurship hackathon. You make themes and you come up with solutions by using coding and your business knowledge. I'd like to go through the years, so to give you a better idea of how our program looks like over the years. Is not surprisingly, the first year is mostly devoted to the basics, okay? So to be able to do these things like building models for business decisions by using different components, first you have to be using and learning these components. What are they? Like analytics and programming mostly. So we start with good fundamentals, good introductory courses on mathematics, probability theory and statistics, introduction to programming, and some fundamental business courses like finance, economics, business law, and ethics, right? It is more about specialization. So going further and deeper after you learn all these things. On the one side, you go further with mathematics and programming, but on the other side, you have more specialized courses like management consulting and operational excellence, HR analytics, machine learning, operations research, deterministic and stochastic methods, accounting and control, all are with an analytical perspective. Okay, so my focus here, what I want to say here, for example, accounting and control or HR analytics, you see them, because I know I'm going to receive this question later on. You'll see these courses quite differently from business administration program. In business administration program, you probably receive a HR, human resources course. In this one, you receive HR analytics course. Okay, so for example, business law and ethics. Well, in business administration, you have a course probably relating more to corporate law. In this one, it's business law and ethics for business analytics and data science. So digital law and data privacy and protection. So all this specialized, tailored for business analytics. So year 3 is a nice year where you can make choices, where you can, especially in the first semester, it is a not free, but modular semester. You can choose either to do an internship or to go abroad to a sister university, a university that we have exchange agreements so spend the semester there, or you can make you can follow a couple of electives that you're interested in, or you can follow a minor program within UvA. Minors are, again, representing, depending on your interest, you're doing business analytics, but you're also interested in this area. So you can add this minor program to your resume by using this semester. And then the final semester is about finalization of your studies. We have two specialized courses, text retrieval and mining, about unstructured data, and marketing analytics, which is a modeling course. And the last blocks you dedicate mainly on finishing your thesis. So it's consists of thesis, seminar, a computer systems and engineering course, but also the thesis write-up. So this is preparation and thesis write-up. And then you finish. This is a 3-year program, like most bachelors in the Netherlands. Now I come to one of the most probably interesting parts for you, because I know I'm going to receive these questions also in Q&A. So we prepared a brief part just to quickly go through it. It is the question, what is our difference with the other programs? Especially the other programs, similar, I don't want to say similar, but comparable programs in the Netherlands. And now that I see quite so many Dutch students here in the audience, I can also focus a little bit on that. So what is our difference with econometrics? That's very clear. Look, we also have a high level of econometrics education, but econometrics program by nature is a more theoretical program. So they focus more on traditional econometric methods and theories, okay? In our program, first, we have more business analytics related courses like marketing, entrepreneurship, HR, finance, okay? More business analytics related courses. Second, we have more focus on computer science and programming with Python and other data structures in our program. So we have similarities, yes, but we have fundamental differences, which I briefly explained as such. Maybe for Dutch students, it's another question. Technische bedrijfskunde and industrial engineering, which you can find in Eindhoven, Enschede, and probably in Delft. What is our difference? Interesting. Well, again, I summarize it in 3 terms. In industrial engineering, you have more focus on supply chain and logistics, but not in business analytics subdomains like finance and marketing and accountancy. We haven't. So it depends on where your interest lies. The second one, which I mentioned here, of course, we both see, both in industrial engineering and technische bedrijfskunde and in this program, you see a good level of statistics, right? But in those programs, you use the statistics knowledge more for purpose of industrial statistics and optimization. Whereas in our study, in our program, it's more focusing, go along with artificial intelligence, machine learning models, classification, clustering, okay? So you use the statistics knowledge more. I'm not saying black and white, but we focus more on this side. They focus more on the other side. And of course, last but not least, we have a 1-year master, whereas they have a 2 years master program. Another program is where we have, well, we know it, we are substantially different, but other people may think at the first look, okay, what is the difference? Is that, of course, naturally, it's the business analytics program at VU Amsterdam. As to foreign students, it's the other university in Amsterdam. It's Free University, Vrije Universiteit. They also offer a business analytics program. But, of course, we have similarities, but that program in VU is offered by the mathematics department. So, but here, our business analytics program is a cooperation between Faculty of Economics and Business and Amsterdam Business School. So, therefore, we have a fundamental difference there. So we have more courses on business analytics education, like finance, HR, marketing, and entrepreneurship, whereas maybe in VU, they have more, but not slightly more, let's say, or somewhat more focus on mathematics and mathematical theories. We are more focused on business analytics. And likewise, they have a 2-year master program, whereas our business analytics master program is 1 year. And finally, artificial intelligence bachelor program. Well, they have almost no focus on econometrics and optimization, whereas we have. And again, likewise, we have a focus. We have several courses on applied business analytics, marketing, finance, accountancy, HR analytics, which is less visible in artificial intelligence program. And likewise, and again, we have a 1-year master program, whereas they offer 2 years of master program. There's quite broad career perspectives after you finalization of this program. This is evident. Probably that's also one of the reasons why you're interested. Don't think limit your thinking only with the corporate companies. Of course, many business analytics experts find employment in corporate companies, like big companies, but of course you can easily go and work in government or nonprofit, in different sectors, industries, in the commercial field, like banks, insurance, mobile telecommunication, fast-moving consumer goods, anything you can imagine. You can try analytics or advertising agencies. That's another good field. Another field is, of course, spin-offs or your own company, but maybe that's a better idea to run them after you have some experience and follow your master studies. And of course, you can continue in academia by following master, research master, and PhD path. Okay, but we know one thing: business analytics graduates are sought nowadays intensively by companies, and they have no difficulties in finding good jobs. We have many corporate partners, so these are some of them. So it would not be possible to just name and show all companies here, but like the name is self-explanatory. This is a business analytics program, right? So therefore, our understanding of analytics, our perspective, our angle is always aligned with cooperating with these companies. Not only companies, but institutions like police, force, Dutch railways, or municipalities. We have also many projects with University of Amsterdam. Likewise, many large-scale companies located in the Netherlands, like Rabobank, ING Bank, Booking.com. So we collaborate with these companies in many ways, like guest lecturers. They come and talk to our students. Internships, right? They provide data cases and exercises, assignments. So in many ways, we collaborate. And of course, employment after the graduation. Again, I'm not an admissions officer. I'm the academic program director. So you can ask the specific admissions related questions to our colleagues from admissions office, or you can scan this QR code and you can revisit our requirements for admissions. But in a nutshell, it's diploma, which is equivalent to Dutch VWO high school education, which in some countries known as gymnasium, or there are many ways of naming it. But again, double check with our admissions office. Mathematics proficiency and English proficiency. Not to forget to mention, this is an English language program for now. Of course, we have some Dutch language groups for tutorials in the first year. Of course, this is also possible. But in general lines, to emphasize, the program teaching language, education language is English. Application deadline for non-EU students is 1st of April, which is pretty close. And for Dutch students and EU students, it's 1st of May, which is more or less 6-7 weeks from now. Okay, studying at UvA and in Amsterdam. Of course, this is a city which is preferred and loved by many students, Dutch and international, of course. Why do so many students prefer to study here in Amsterdam and at UvA? First, the university is very good. We have a really good university. It's not only our, of course, subjective opinion, it's objectively approved and proven by many rankings. Among them, you see 2 examples here. According to many rankings, ranking the world universities or European universities, we have a very good place. So UvA is one of the top universities in the world and in the Europe. So you can enjoy studying and being in such a university. Then Amsterdam is a good city to live, and it's also proven by many rankings worldwide, by expats, by students, by professionals. And this also has to do with the multicultural life. Of course, there are students, expats, and professionals from all around the world in this city. It's a very, very international city. So that makes social life better and more vibrant, as well as the professional life. Not to forget, we have many headquarters, global or European headquarters or Benelux headquarters in Amsterdam. So this makes this city a little bit more advantageous than many other cities if you think after the graduation. Excellent student facilities are one student from the student association will talk soon, but UvA is very active, very live in terms of student associations, student clubs, facilities, activities in terms of sports, social activities, career advice, different kind of specialized student groups. They're all active and make your student life more enjoyable. And it is a very international program. Like Mariska mentioned in the beginning, these numbers are from the last cohort, the previous cohort, but the numbers are pretty much aligned. We have a nice balance of, it's a very international program. 60-70% of our students are international students, but there's a good representation of Dutch students as well, 30-40%. And our non-Dutch students are nicely balanced in all countries. European, non-European, from Asia, from America, everywhere. Likewise, we believe in comparison to the similar comparable programs, we have a good balance of, we have a good representation of female students. And of course, we hope to have it even better, more in the future. But currently, we are already doing good. And I guess this year, this number is even a little bit higher. So it's almost equal. Summarizing, it's a nice program we have. We combine analytics, computer science, and business in an integrative, balanced, nice curriculum, which makes this program. We have a very nice third year where you can make choices like going abroad by following an internship or exchange or following a minor. UvA and University of Amsterdam and the City of Amsterdam is a good place to be if you want to study university education. And we have, it's also very important, we also prepared and accredited for a very nice master program. And our graduates have a direct path to this master program. It's the Master of Business Analytics and Data Science at UvA. Our graduates can continue easily with that master if they want to follow a master study. But I want to stop here for now, and I want to give the word to our students. So we have two students here today. One is Carolina, the other one is Damla. I welcome them. So they want to talk a bit about their experience, but also about student associations. I guess we start with Carolina, or how is that?
Okay. Yes, exactly. Hi, everyone. My name is Carolina. I am from Poland, and I am a first-year business analytics student, which means that exactly 1 year ago, I was in the exact same situation as you are now. And also 1 year ago, in March, I came to Amsterdam to this UvA Open Days. So I really do feel you, and I can tell you that I chose business analytics because I just love the idea of the program. For me, it's a perfect combination of math, which I like, business that I'm really interested in, and also computer science, which, let's be honest, is really valuable nowadays. And also I really wanted to learn it since I had no programming background before I started university. And business analytics program really does combine all the things that I just mentioned. So in the first year, you need to be prepared for a lot of math, honestly. So if you like it, go for it, definitely. What's more, I work part-time also. So while doing my studies, so all the courses are definitely manageable because usually, like, basically always we have no more than 4 hours at uni per day. And also usually every period we have at least 1 day free, except the weekends, of course, because a big part of these studies is self-study. So that's also an important aspect. And about Amsterdam, I just fell in love with the city, honestly. So choosing it as a place to study was for me the best decision ever, since the city is super international, and also UvA is a great university full of different student organizations and associations that you can join. I myself am part of BCAE, which I believe Damla will say more about later. So definitely don't be afraid of starting new life here, because everyone here wants to make friends. Everyone is super nice, and you have plenty of opportunities to do so. And also Amsterdam is a city that you can never be bored in, even though the weather sometimes does not cooperate, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm more than happy to answer your questions at the end of the session. And now I give the floor to Damla.
Hey everyone. So I am Damla. I am currently second year business analytics student, and I'm from Turkey. So same, not long ago, I was also very indecisive. I was that indecisive. My other application was PPLE actually, which is a law, psychology, economics course, which is not really related to business analytics. But first, I wanted to explain how I decided UvA, because for me, the city played a big role and the ranking of university in general. So UvA was ranked really high, and I really liked the city. So I had the chance to do like a tour with my parents. We started from Groningen. We literally did almost all universities in Netherlands, like Eindhoven, Utrecht, Tilburg, whatever you can think of. And the moment I came to Amsterdam, I was like, yes, I want to study here. It was very different than the other ones, so much more lively. And then transportation is still very easy. You can bike everywhere. Everything is still close, but you can never get bored in the city. And I think this is like very good for socializing and also for student life, libraries, the school, everything is literally under your hand. So the first thing that I decided was to study at UvA. And then what I decided to do was business analytics, because I really liked maths. And I had zero experience in coding, but I thought, well, this is an area that is going to be really important in the future, and I might give it a try. I might really like it. Since I also like maths so much, I think this looks like a good combination. And till this day, I haven't regretted for a 1 second. I really I'm glad with my choice. I know my two courses, PPL and business analytics, wasn't very similar, so it was maybe not the situation you're at, but I really am happy that I follow this course. To be honest, yes, like the first year is a bit packed with mathematics and it's compact programs, so it might be hard to get used to it, but once you get your everything done, then I'm sure if you guys also like math and then the business aspects, then you're gonna love the course. Also now, maybe if we can get to the next slide.
Yeah, sure. Yes. Yeah.
I want to talk about VSAE. So this is the Student Association for Econometrics, Actuarial Science, and Business Analytics. And I am currently the board member. So VSAE played a huge part that I got used to the life in Amsterdam and the student life, because both social and in terms of career, they organized so much events, and I met a lot of my closest friends from VSAE, and also I was very lucky with the Intra-week that UvA organized. So we clicked really fast. So the university provides you a lot of opportunities that you can socialize, and then you can meet a lot of people who are willing to also meet another person. So it was very nice. And with VSAE, like in the slides, it's mentioned, we do a lot of social activities. This includes monthly drinks, trips in and outside of the Netherlands. For example, last year we went to Vienna, or 2 years ago we went to New York. There is always an introduction camp, which I will also be present there. It's a great way to know some professors, because they also come there, and also meet with your friends, as you can see in the third picture. and the weather is very nice usually, so it's always a plus. And then in the next slide.
Yes.
Thank you. So also it's not just fun, but also it provides you a lot of opportunities career-wise. So you get to participate in a lot of in-house days with the companies, cases, everything that you can think of. And well, you can do committees that are really good for your CV, but also good to build up your network. Then also when you become a member, you get discount on the books, you have an access to online exam database, and discount on tutoring on many courses. And I'm really happy to answer all your questions, so please feel free.
Thank you, Damla. Mariska?
Yeah, thank you, Umut and Carolina and Damla, for all the information and sharing your experiences. Before we continue with the Q&A, just a few next steps that you could take. Well, first of all, check out our programs online. As mentioned before, this meeting is also recorded and will be available soon, but also check out other programs. There is a lot of information online, so dive in and make sure that you are well informed. This Friday, there is an open campus day. You can still sign up for it. Well, students for a day, that's an opportunity to join one of our students for one day. The experience day, if you want, if you really want to find out how it is to study over here, sign up. You will get a lecture and a tutorial, so you really get a good taste of how it is to study over here. And last but not least, make sure to apply in time in StudyLink if you decide that the Bachelor Business Analytics is a good fit for you.
Yes.
Well, I noticed that there are quite a few questions in the Q&A. So
Okay, so Mariska, I can quickly read the unanswered questions, if that's fine. Shall we do that way, or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I'd like to just one thing, experience days. I'll do it with Professor Dikten Hartog. Dikten Hartog will also do the Dutch language version of this session today, after this one. And we will be there 3rd of April and 4th of April. We will be doing some demo lectures and exercises, so you'll have a chance to see how it feels like to study in this program. So I'm quickly going to the questions now. So many questions are answered. I'm looking at the open questions. All classes mandatory? Okay, shall I answer this question? Because
Yeah, maybe Carolina can answer the questions as a student.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, definitely. So we have lectures, big tutorials and small tutorials, because we are also divided in groups. So lectures are not mandatory. Big tutorials are usually three groups together. So they are also not mandatory, but small tutorials, they are mandatory, and we can miss 1 or 2 per period. It depends on the course that we're having.
Thank you very much, Carolina. For the sake of time, I'm going to the other questions. What's the difference in job opportunities with studying econometrics? Nice question, but there is not a straight answer for that. We have some similarities with the econometrics program, but we also have fundamental differences with the econometrics program, as I explained, okay? We have more focus on programming, coding, artificial intelligence, and business analytics, applied business analytics. Therefore, you can understand we may have a slightly better, not slightly, but somewhat broader field of jobs for our graduates, but it doesn't mean that econometrics is narrow. No, if you have a preference on this side, they go deeper in econometrics theory in more traditional ways. And even within the econometrics program, there's actuarial science program. So there's another specialization. But of course, we have differences in job opportunities. Here it's a bit broader by also going to different industries or sectors. How much programming do you have to do? Well, you do, I think maybe students can also answer that. We do quite a lot of programming. We have quite programming courses from algorithms and data structures in Python, introduction to programming, text retrieval and mining, machine learning. Is full of, but it's not a computer science program, okay? We use programming from a practical and pragmatic way to solve business problems. This is what we do, okay? But answer to your question, yes, we have quite a number of programming courses. What is the role of AI and big data in this program? A lot. This is one of the programs at UvA, maybe one of the top 2 or 3, where AI and big data plays a very central role. You feel it more and more along the curriculum when you go from year 1 to year 2 and from year 2 to year 3. So we have more and more focus on this. Now, as of today, AI is a field that you, at least a student in this field, need to specialize. And you do it in many ways by following courses. For business analytics program, what is the percentage of computer science? Well, roughly, as I said in the beginning, we have a quite balanced curriculum, 3 components: analytics, business, and computer science. But if I tell you 1/3, well, it wouldn't be too accurate because, you know, it's not binary. There are some courses which is a little bit of computer science, a little bit of something else, but I would say it's quite nicely balanced. So it's roughly 1/3 of our program relates to programming or coding in different ways, of course. How would you advise to prepare to the maths we will face, especially as student? There's no contact with math. Well, look, this is a good question, Melanie. We have, maybe Carolina and Damla will also be aligned with me. We have a high level of mathematics, especially in the first year. Calculus, linear algebra, then the continuation of it. If you haven't been in contact with mathematics for the last 2 years, I mean, maybe you can also ask this question to study advisors, but it may be quite challenging. But mathematics proficiency from a FEFE or gymnasium equivalent school helps, but maybe some practice will help. Maybe you can discuss further with study advisors. Would you recommend having an iPad for mathematics course in the program? Well, may help, but not necessarily. In computer science, do you only learn program Python or do you deep dive into code programming? Python, I'm not going to go into details of it. Python is the main language in the program because it's also nowadays the main language in the corporate world and in the field of practical world of business analytics. But it's not only Python, right? We also have courses that can teach you the like algorithms and data structures in Python. So when you know the algorithms and data structures in main lines, you can switch easily from this to that programming language. And plus, yes, Python is the main language, but we have courses where R is used, for example. Am I correct, guys? Carolina and Tamla? Did you already come to these courses? Yeah. What is the role? So I answered this one. Thank you. Oh, what is the last question? I guess so. Any other questions?
So these were the last.
Any other questions? We still have 1 or 2 minutes. I can take 1 or 2 short questions if you have any. Okay, good.
No? Well, I think that's it for now. Thank you all for coming. And of course, we hope to see you back in September if you feel like this is a good fit for you. And thank you all for joining us today.
Very much.